Greetings, everyone. This is Koku from the Bitter Medicine Podcast, inviting you to tune in to the Bitter Medicine Podcast on KWAZ Radio.
Peace, family. This is Oni, inviting you to listen to the pro-Black perspective, where Black problems are addressed with Black solutions.
Greetings, fam. Tune in to The Learning Curve with me, the revolutionary matron on KWAZ Radio.
Welcome to episode 44 of the Harsh Reality Podcast. I'm your host, D Webb, and I'm joined by my esteemed co-hosts. First off, we got our former director of media relations and current first lady. Well, I think it might be second now, but second lady of the podcast. We got Rye. What's going on with you?
What's popping?
Nothing much. It's good to be back. Good to hear you. You know, I see some different names going on. I won't say nothing about thirst traps no more. Get you in trouble. All right. And Lero should be popping in a minute. And being there, we got a short panel. I'll throw the link out there since El Miguel's youngest daughter's got a birthday today. So he'll be with us next week. So shout out to another little L for going through the solar return for another year. And hopefully we get the brother back next week. And I threw out the link if anybody wants to jump on the panel. So before I begin, we got to shout out our KWAZ Radio fam. Some of them in the chat and comments already. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Bitter Medicine Podcast, hosted by Koku. Pro-Black Perspective, hosted by Oni. Learning Curve, hosted by the Revolutionary Matron. Forecast Radio, Brother Bakari, African Mind. We got a whole bunch of people over there. So make sure y'all check out the KWAZ channel and subscribe to everybody. And last but not least, we on Patreon. So donate and all proceeds go to upgrading the show. And if y'all need to reach out to the show, drop us an email. Tell us how much we rock or how much we suck. You can reach us at theharshrealitypod@gmail.com. Now, without further ado, let's get into the first topic. We recently had Miami Beach in a state of emergency after a few shootings, some brawls, the usual spring break madness. I know we know all about that, Ms. Rye. But so basically, we're going to ask the question, is this new generation any worse than the previous generations? Is it just being blown out of proportion because we have, this thing called social media? Everybody's filming everything, and I got a couple videos, so let's go to our first one here. Share screen.
Wild and chaotic and violent couple of weeks in Miami Beach, Florida, and now the warnings are up. The curfew starts tonight after the city declared a state of emergency. On Morning in America, the mayor said the out-of-control spring break party is officially over.
This is not your mom or your dad's spring break. They're not shooting water guns. They're shooting real guns, and that's just absolutely unacceptable.
There's now a midnight curfew, and alcohol sales must be stopped at 6 p.m. The new rules after 5 people were shot and hundreds arrested during the spring break madness over the past several weekends.
Did you guys hear about the state of emergency?
Yeah, we did, but we don't care.
Regular stuff.
We don't care about it. We don't care.
No. At the end of the day, everybody should be safe.
Boston has 20 state emergencies. We don't care. We deal with it.
Videos of the spring break lawlessness have gone.
I'm gonna pause for a minute for copyright purposes. We don't care. We don't care. We out here. We out here. The usual ratchets, but let's continue.
Viral on social. Imagine living and working right in the middle of it. Mitch Novick lives in the penthouse of the hotel he owns called the Sherbrooke. just a half a block off Ocean Drive. He should be enjoying the unbelievable view.
Because if you watch...
Instead, he's inside most of the time, focused on his security cameras.
What is it like to live and work right in the middle of this?
You know, I've been here for so long. I love it here, despite the madness. And until we get the message across to the world, hey, the party's over, kids, it's not going to change.
And that hotel owner says he's had about 3 guests cancel in just the last week, people who decided not to come to Miami Beach because it's just gotten so crazy. It will certainly be interesting to see tonight whether these new emergency orders actually have an impact, Nicole. Midnight is when they will officially close the streets here in Miami Beach.
Shutting them down at midnight. Ooh, buddy. All right. You know, they just going to take it to the streets. And we got one more video of a alleged incident that happened, so let's share this one.
God damn it, man! Get right here! Come on, Keith! Buddy right there. Oh, he's still ain't here. Oh, he's out.
All right, I think we get the gist of that video right there. Apparently, they was out there partying.
That is crazy.
Yeah, and they just left the man out there. Nobody tried to do anything. Everybody whipped their phones out, which seems to be the par for the course these days. But let me throw it to you as a resident spring break expert yourself, you know, being you know what I mean? Do you think it's any worse now, or is it just being on display for the world to see the foolishness?
I think it's more so that it's on display for the world to see. Like, we both know the whole come on vacation, leave on probation slogan. Like, shit was always popping off for spring break. We just weren't as technologically advanced at the time to just post all the nonsense for the world to see. But I do think there's an element of just a lot of beef going on, and people taking the opportunity with the alcohol and the chaos in general to go ahead and have an open season on the people they beefing with. And why not during spring break when everybody else is rowdy and all over the place?
Exactly. I think you may be right, and not to mention this, we don't know if it's locals or the actual spring breakers. We already know, you know, that the locals take advantage of that to go out and act a fool and keep their beefs going or whatnot. You can't even really get on a plane these days with the blicky. So, I don't necessarily think it's the kids, but at the same time, who's gonna get blamed? You know what I'm saying? And then you got the phone generation, right? They recording every single thing. Everybody got to go live. You seen it in the video, yo. People more concerned with recording what's going on than doing anything, even ducking. You know what I'm saying? They got the phone out. They ain't even ducking. They just out. So it's crazy. So let me ask you this then. Should it be done? Should spring break? You already see a lot of backlash. You had Panama City make all kind of crazy rules. Miami Beach is now doing the curfew. Should it be over with, or should this generation get they trying to wild out a little bit? What you think?
I feel like when it gets to a point that they start enforcing curfews and whatnot, it already is over with. Like, there's no fun to be had in a spring break that ends at midnight.
Word.
So Like,
you don't even go out. You don't even get ready. You don't get done
exactly
at 11 getting ready. Now you talking about midnight.
There's no point. So I feel like in that respect, in that regard, the cities have made the decision on that as it is. So either a whole lot of house parties are going to stem from this, or it's just going to die off on its own because there's no fun in that. Much like PC. PC ain't spring break capital no more. Don't nobody want to go there for spring break. You can't even drink on the beach. What the hell?
It's just the Alabama people, you know, them, like I said, the people who can just drive. They're half of them like 28 years old anyway. They ain't been in college day in their life.
Right.
Yeah, so I think the culture is gonna change. Now here goes the big question, you know, as a adult, a mature adult with chilling of your own now, right? Knowing what you know about spring break culture, and would you allow your children to go out there?
Hell no.
Not that you got any control in what they do, but I'm pretty sure you wouldn't encourage your children to go out there.
I would highly advise against it. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of my best stories stem from spring break as a teenager and a young adult. But because of that, like I've seen too many things. I've heard too many things. I know too many things. Like I wouldn't want my kids subjected to that. Like if I could prevent them from going through things that I've witnessed or heard of, then I would definitely advise against it.
Yeah, especially with the alcohol and everything else, right? Especially, shoot, at least you got sons. You know, I got to deal with daughters. It's like hell to the no. Going out there, the things I have seen, no, it's not happening. I do not need to go to prison. I'm too old.
And all that.
Yeah, I do not need to go down there with the thing and be in prison. I'm trying to live out these last 30 years or whatever I got left in peace, you know? So, yeah, I feel you, but, you know, at the same time, it's a damn shame that, you know, people cannot have fun anymore, yo. It's just...
It is unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's just, you know, everything has to be some shooting shit or wilding out. I had a couple more videos, people just fighting, and you know, which I mean, like I said, it's been par for the course for spring break, but we didn't broadcast everything, bro. You know, we didn't broadcast everything, so these people kind of killing it for themselves. And now, no town wants this. You got towns in Florida who they're getting more money from the actual people or rich people moving into these areas than they probably getting from this 2 weeks, 3 weeks. In these broke ass college kids, you know, and half these kids are broke as hell anyway. You know, they not popping bottles like that. You know, these broke college kids, so they seeing more money actually from probably the tourists and the locals who spending big bread, who got money, rather than these kids coming down there partying. So, I get it.
But I just feel like as times change, I think fun changes and adapts as well. Like back when we were kids, we used to go outside and play in the streets, and that was our idea of fun. But kids today, that's not fun to them. Not only is it not fun to them, like it's not, granted, the world has always been crazy. So there was kids getting snatched up back when we was kids too, but like it's not as safe for kids to have fun in the ways in which we had fun as kids. So I feel like I said, as time changes, fun has to change and adapt as well. So I'm sure with the removal of spring break, the demise of spring break, will come some other form of fun for the next generation during that spring break period.
And I'm gonna say this too: the internet is forever, yo. You may wild out 18, 19, 20, yo. Those videos get posted and they're never coming off. You're gonna be 37 years old. Your 15-year-old kid gonna be able to Google your booty. You know what I'm saying?
There are a couple I cannot explain to this day.
Thank God they didn't have all this stuff when the Freaknik was popping out and your mom and daddy was out there in Atlanta wilding out. You might be sick. Them roasting sessions might have been a little bit different in the back of the bus if people was able to look. So let's just keep that in mind, yo. You may go on to become a doctor, lawyer after your wilding out spring break days, but the internet is forever. It's forever, yo. So, you know, that's all I got, though. You got anything else on the spring break?
Nah, that's all I got.
All right. So next we got Miss Blac Chyna has been recent in a trend of celebrities. I think it started with what's that girl name? K. Michelle.
K. Michelle.
Removing her implants, and now Blac Chyna's following suit. Yeah, Kim K remove a lot of her stuff. I think even the other girl, the not so pretty Kardashian with Chloe or something. I think they all of them kind of removing and going back to a thinner look. So is thin or natural coming back into style? And I got a little video. I'll play a little bit. I ain't gonna play this whole thing.
On my way to go get these fillers dissolved from my cheeks and from my jawline, because enough is enough and it all has to come out. I ain't even worried about no stinging. I just want it out.
Blac Chyna is ready to go back to her natural look.
I had to come out, show out, you know. I'm doing good. I'm just feeling blessed right now.
Chyna, whose real name is Angela White, documented the process of getting her facial fillers dissolved in her cheeks, jawline, and lips on Instagram.
I'm so excited about taking these fillers out. Like, what is this? Come on.
All right, we get the gist. So I'm gonna throw this to you as a woman, and also, she acting like she didn't know what she was. The rebrand is in full effect. We can see the rebrand is in, which I feel you. You got a lot of these reformed what's the word I'm looking for? Whores starting to rebrand themselves. I think that's what we're seeing. But what do you think about this trend? Is it actually a positive thing despite the clout rebranding theme I'm seeing? What do you think?
Okay, so that part of it aside, first and foremost, I think she looks absolutely gorgeous without all that shit. So good for her. Furthermore, I think in their special way, they are doing some good and doing some justice to these younger girls out here, thinking that they have to live up to these certain beauty standards of these Black female celebrities. Like, a lot of girls have gotten hurt and fucked their bodies up, fucked their whole image up, trying to get these body modifications and it going wrong, or them going to discounted places. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's a good push for them to undo these procedures and encourage people to embrace their natural look.
Word. Like I said, I think it's overall good, but at the same time, don't act like you didn't know what you were doing when you were doing what you were doing, what you was doing. You know what
right.
I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, now you wanna, I'm getting this out. I can't believe. What is this? It's the shit you put in your face and you had it in for 10 years.
Remember.
Yeah, what do you mean what it is? That's how you are. That's you now. That's been you for 10 years or 12 years or whatever at this point, So that's cool, but be authentic. Be authentic with it. Say, yo, I'm rebranding right now. And she is a beautiful woman. Like, I think even without all that stuff, she was a pretty beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna be like one of the top, what was she, a stripper in Miami or Atlanta without, being somewhat pretty. But
right.
Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck with people, yo. I'm going to rebrand. This crap looks like crap, But I do think that it's gonna be looked as low class, like these people that got all these alterations and these BBLs and stuff. It's gonna be a switch where it's like, oh, you one of those. You know what I'm saying? I think
right.
You're also going to see as well. So I would keep that in mind as well. Who was the latest to review? I think, what's the girl name? Jenner. What's the one name? Brittany Renner or whatever the fuck her name is. I think she rebranded as well. The Brittany Renner, the one who married that basketball dude.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a rebranding trend. So we go see what happens. The question is, will the masses follow suit? I don't know, yo. That's
I ain't mad at it though. There's worse things that could be trending. I ain't even mad at it.
Yeah, I mean, if you Griff, you got to kind of stay ahead of the curve too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if you one of these celebrity influencer, whatever type of people, you kind of got to be ahead of you got to know what's coming on before you get old and outdated and shit like that.
Right.
So that's another thing you got to keep in mind. But
right.
That's all I got on Blac Chyna. You got anything else on these modifications they're removing or anything on
Blac
Blac
Chyna
Chyna?
ain't even got nothing on Blac Chyna no more, so I'm good.
So wish you can shut down the OnlyFans and everything. It's like, oh yeah, bro, what you gonna do next? So we got a good one next, man. We got Mr. Ja Morant, who was suspended by the NBA following a video of him flashing that little 38, that purse gun. Does the punishment fit the crime, or is the man just was utilizing his Second Amendment rights? I'll leave it to you, but I'm gonna pull up the little video real quick.
Yeah, I got to see this.
My man Ja feeling himself. Hold on. Let me go back. There you go, that little gun. Little gun. Shoot that little shit. I ain't got no shirt on.
With the bird chest though.
Yeah, why this dude on you right now? Why is y'all? It's women back there, dog. That boy lost in the sauce. And he got a game or something. What is on the
All right.
I got money. Man, you got me tripping in it, bitch.
Yeah, me tripping.
That nigga ain't slime.
He ain't slime. Yeah, that's some 21, 22-year-old with money.
Yeah.
And he got suspended for flashing that little 38. I know
it was just unnecessary.
It was super unnecessary. Why you even got to go live, dog? You got $1 million. Nobody need to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't doing anything extraordinary, bro. This is some normal broke, income tax check activity right here, bro.
Right. Exactly.
This is an income tax activity right here, dog. You a millionaire. You're supposed to be on a yacht somewhere. You feel me?
Exactly.
You in the ocean. Yeah, you in Bambi's some shit. You
in KJ's.
Yo, like this is when you at Columbia, South Carolina, right? Bro, come on, bro. Do some rich. I think this boy signed like a $200 million, some crazy number. And this is the activity you are engaged in right now, dog. Like, and put the phone up, my dude. Like, you supposed to. I heard like Chris Brown, you can't even go in his mansion with a phone, yo. They confiscate everything before you even go. He's learned his lesson.
As they should.
Like, you signing an NDA. We taking your phone. You even look like you busting out a second phone. You getting kicked out with extreme prejudice. Some 250-pound dude gonna throw you over the gate. You feel
As they should.
As they should. You engaged. And I don't even think now they having all these celebrities talk to this man. They supposedly send him to counseling in Florida, which I think is overboard. This is this is just a young dummy with some money, and he just needs some advice, yo. You would think his daddy being at the games every day with his cup of yak, could instruct his son a little bit better. But I think it's ridiculous to suspend this man. I think he got 8-game suspension for flashing that little old purse gun. You feel me? Come on, man. If he was standing out there with like a motherfucker rifle and a deer head, he'd have been good to go. You feel me?
He could have just used his fingers as the gun size.
Yeah, man, you gotta stop engaging in broke people activities, man. Like, somebody gotta talk to this young man. Yo, you are rich. You ain't just hood rich, bro. You ain't, 20s on the 24s on the Escalade with a fucking fixed up basement. Rich dog, you rich. You feel me? You rich.
He may not have gotten the memo.
Yeah, somebody needs to tell this man. You got 7-8 figures in a bank account, dog. Behave like it, man. You are the bag, dog. You know, and get you some people that got some sense around you. Get some people who actually millionaires and know how to navigate this stuff themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why a lot of people don't hang with the same people that's hung in the hood with once they get money, bro. You know what I'm saying? These people don't care. They not telling you to put the phone up and all this other stuff. So yeah, he got to do better. And what's up, Buana, bro? Good to see you in here. Yeah, I don't know but do you think the punishment fit the crime, the 8-game suspension? What you think?
I don't think the punishment fits the crime. I do, however, think that the crime was stupid as hell. And like I said, he would have been better off and probably look a hell of a lot more intimidating just using the fingers as a gun.
He couldn't even palm that little good. He had to put his little 2 fingers on it.
Hold it with his thumb and index, like, sir.
Yeah, you 6'5",
no,
dog. Get you a real
think
gun.
it's a little harsh.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're used to that by now. It is what it is. Hopefully he learned his lesson and we'll do better next time.
Yeah, man. Stop. And get you a team, dog. Get you a team around you, man. You the bag, bro. You're the generational wealth. You got a kid, man. You're gonna be the one to carry. So you gotta behave. You gotta move a little differently, man. You can't move like you moved when you was in college, or how you moved like you was in high school. You gotta be a little bit better.
Exactly.
Now the crazy part, though, I think is like people's like, oh, he's not hood, he's not this, and they pulling up pictures of him in his little, button up black and taking the family pictures and stuff. And I'm like, that's not even the route to go with this. You feel me? Like, you ain't gotta be necessarily hood or whatever to do. Like, they equating being hood with doing dumb shit to me almost. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To me, this just little dude. All these little dudes, even from the suburbs, bumping little Uzi and holding up their little fucking daddy's gun. Like, this is
I've never lived in the hood a day in my life, but I'm still the hoodest person I know when I'm bumping my music in the car. So what are we really saying?
Exactly, yo. It's this whole narrative like, oh, you got it. He not even really hood. He's from hood. Like, stop it with the kill that noise, man.
Exactly.
Kill that noise, man. And shout out to Juan. His homies need to protect the bag. Exactly, bro. Man, they supposed to throw his phone against the wall, man. He ain't supposed to even have a phone, dog. He's supposed to be like he's supposed to have a PR person with him or some shit. Like, yeah, get you a fucking Nokia flip. Put that shit up. That's all I got. You got anything in closing on that?
Nah. Put your little pew away, sir.
Yeah, put your little pow. Go get you a airsoft rifle, dog. You tripping. Shout out Lero. Oh, we got Lero. She's late. That is a fine, Miss Lero.
I know. But see, it was just
See, what happened was you're a CPT, cuz. Well, you came in at a good time, though. Did you get week the last prompt?
No, I didn't. What's this about?
This is Mr. Ja Morant. We was breaking it down. He pulled out his little ping ping pow pow in his little video. I'll run it back for you, and you can tell me what you think. And we just basically analyzing, did the punishment fit the crime? He got 8 games basically for this video right here.
I'm a bag of bread. Take off the really bad. That's it, man. You don't go to the man, you're mad, man.
Only cat I've seen with no shirt on in the strip club, bro. Shirt on, bro.
I got money.
Apple dumpling gang, baby. He going up. He stacking up.
That nigga ain't slime.
He ain't slime. All right, Leroy, what you think? Was that worth 8 game suspension and counseling? What you got on that?
I mean, hell, the video was so dark you barely see them hold up the pole. Like,
I mean, that little 38 one going. I mean, he could have that motherfucking in broad daylight with the spotlight on. You wasn't gonna see much. But
I know how it be when that young boy come on and you just getting a different vibe. You know, it's like, what?
Oh yeah, he lost in the sauce.
That's what I'm saying.
He lost in the sauce. Whatever he was sipping on, that shit hit him.
He was in there for sure. But 8 games is crazy. I mean, for that, because I heard about, I never seen the video they were talking about. I mean, I would have thought he was up there, really flashing them poles. But yeah, that's wow. I can't believe that. But you know how the NBA get down. All these NBA, NFL, just.
Yeah, I definitely. That's what we was kind of breaking down. Like, I definitely don't think it's worth 8 games for doing this. This income tax check activity he was engaged in right here. I think it was a little extreme, but he is a kind of dumb as hell for recording everything too. You feel me? So good to have you in the building too.
Yes, nice to be here. It's been a minute. Hey.
It's been a minute. Make sure you keep your anti-black comments to yourself as well. We don't need you
Okay, somebody getting on my line again. Listen, they'll be all right. They'll be all right.
Oh man. All right, so let's get to the next joint we got here and pull up this video. And basically what it boils down to is there actually a homeless problem, or this is a kind of a disguise for an increase in addiction and mental illness? And also, should people kind of think about leaving big cities? So I got a little video, pull this up real quick.
The issue of homelessness remains rampant in San Francisco, with the high cost of living in one of the richest cities in the United States resulting in a vastly unequal society, forcing many disillusioned homeless people to turn to drugs. Once known for its vibrant nightlife, San Francisco's legendary Tenderloin area has declined in recent years to become one of the worst neighborhoods in the city for crime, drug dealing, and homelessness.
Some people come here because they have a wish. They think it's roses and palm trees. It's easy in San Francisco. It's not. You have to fight.
High housing costs keep large numbers of ordinary working people out and leave street stragglers trapped in a vicious cycle from which they cannot escape. There are about 580,000 homeless people in the United States. The huge homeless group has become a persistent ailment across American society as it gives rise to health issues, drugs, crime, and other hidden dangers, and even threatens the personal safety of ordinary people.
A lot of the people that end up living on the street become homeless. A lot of them are not drug addicts when they get here. To band-aid theirself, a lot of them turn to alcohol. A lot of them turn to drugs.
All right, there we have it. Pretty sad video right there. And anybody who's been in any of these major cities, it is crazy. Some of these tent cities, man. I was recently out west towards Phoenix, and they got a whole tent city, and it's crazy because you got new construction, these new stores and shit, and then you'll see like three fiends behind this nice ass restaurant shooting up. You feel me? They got a whole tent city and all that other stuff. And a lot of these cities are going the same way. But I'm gonna toss this over to Lero, our resident socialist. So do you think this report is kind of got it backwards? Does the conditions lead to homelessness, which leads to drug use, or does the drug use lead to homelessness? What you think?
I think it's a bit of both. In my experience, I had times when, I was down and out, and I will say homelessness is hard. It's soul crushing. It's just something that you're not going to be able to understand how hard it is until you really just kind of been in that situation. I will say that, not all homeless people are, drug addicts and dope fiends and people who just fucked up their life. They just, literally can't afford a home. Like, you know what I mean? A whole great deal. And you do have those who are, drug addicts. And so they, maybe lost their job. They lost their housing because of their drug addiction. And that's kind of why they're in this predicament. And then you also do have those people who became homeless and then did turn to drugs. You know what I mean? I know plenty of people who literally that I've seen that happen to them, where they were completely fine. You know what I mean? And given the conditions that they were facing and whatnot, everybody needed an escape from that, reality. It's really hard. And I think we don't even really talk about how hard homelessness is. It's just, they're homeless. You know what I mean? And some people are like, oh, that's sad. But it's more than sad. It's dangerous. You know what I mean? It's literally life threatening. It's traumatizing. It's threatening your health, and it's horrible. And, and I just was seeing recently, I forget which city I was looking at, but, they just tearing down a bunch of tent cities and they, removing them. They don't want to see the homeless. You know what I mean? It's bad enough I don't have a home, and wherever place, I kind of find to settle till I get myself back up. Because that's what a lot of people are doing. You know what I mean? They not just permanently want to be homeless. It's homeless people with jobs. You know what I mean? They go clock into work. And I'm trying to get myself up out this situation, and to have to kind of duck and hide from outside. We outside. I'm not even in nowhere, but people tell you can't sit here, can't sleep there. We gonna come and bulldoze all your shit. Not tell you to come and excuse my language, but not tell you to pack your stuff up, but really we're just gonna bulldoze it. That's crazy, but we kind of.
Cut out. You there?
Kind of support that, oh, they're just homeless, don't get to the homeless, even go buy drugs, they're gonna go do this. I think that it's a more nuanced type situation when it comes to drug use and homelessness, and it's all around just a sad situation.
Word. Right, what do you think about it? Is the drug use you think leading to homelessness, or the increase in mental illness, or is it just jacked up economy? What do you think? What do you think about the homeless situation? Is they trying to mask something, or is what it is?
I think the mental illnesses and the homelessness can lead to hopelessness, which inevitably could end up leading to drug abuse. But I don't think homelessness in and of itself is a surefire way to become a drug addict. Speaking as someone that was homeless herself, living out of her car my last week in Florida. So I don't know. It's weird to me because I be having these conversations with the people in my inner circle, up until I want to say earlier this year or last year, the minimum wage was the same that it was when I first started working at 16 years old. And yet housing has gone up, the price of food has gone up. You've got all of these expenses just rising nationwide, and you have freaking gentrification of all these lower income neighborhoods happening left and right. So what happens when you genuinely get to a point in your life where you can't afford to live anywhere? What then? Like, where are you supposed to live at that point? When going to work is literally barely paying for a roof over your head. Like, I don't know. This shit is sad.
Yeah, I would say that, like Lero said, I think it's a more nuanced problem. I think you have a combination of things going on. Like you said, you do have the working homeless, who are people who just can't afford to live, especially in San Francisco. San Francisco, ridiculous. I would get the fuck up out of there, to be honest with you. But you're in these areas where you can't afford to live. It's like, why are you even fucking there then, dog? You can get an Amazon job in a place where maybe you can get a 1 bedroom or something with it. So I think it's more to it than just that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to get out of these fucking areas. And they're purposely overpricing these areas. They're purposely jacking up the rent and everything else in those areas. I think you have a combination too of the mentally ill. I've ran into people. I never forget, I was in this one area, yo, and there was this pregnant chick out there. You could tell she was clearly schizophrenic because she was just on the corner in front of this liquor store talking to herself. And you could tell she, clothes dirty, obviously probably homeless, and talking to the guy in the actual liquor store next to her. He was like, yo, this dude felt bad for her, bought her like a week in a hotel room. She won't even stay in it because she doesn't trust the hotels. Like, she's schizophrenic. She doesn't want to be in four walls. She'd rather be outside. So you have a combination of mentally ill. I seen this one chick. I was talking to a chick last week. She moved from Vegas to some little town in Michigan. I'm like, who the hell moves from Vegas to some little, shitty town in Michigan? So I asked her, I'm like, yo, why you moving from this area, decent weather, Vegas not bad, to Michigan? I've been to Michigan. Michigan sucks. So she's like, basically like, it was like people setting up tents in her yard every day. She would come home. Like, the homeless problem just got so bad that, they was stealing her kids' bikes every day. She couldn't keep anything. She said she's seen 5 people overdose the past year just on her street, just overdose. You know what I'm saying? So when you actually talk to people, you talk to the homeless, you talk to some of these people, yeah, it is definitely some people out here who are just on hard luck. And there are also people out here who fucking head jacked up, yo. They obviously need help, but we don't have the services. They shut down all the mental health services. You know what I'm saying? They shut down all these places where these people can get help. And that's purposeful to me too. I think they're doing all that on purpose. So it's a bigger problem. Shout out to Oni in the chat. He said, saw a man face down on the subway. He got up, started talking to himself. Later that night, a homeless addict wanted to fight me. Yeah, you in the Big Apple, dog. That's probably normal over there. Now, who cares? Someone uses my money for drugs. Well, I like buying you drugs when I want them. Drinks expensive. I think he trolling, bro. But yeah. So I think it's a bigger problem. But I think everybody gonna push their agenda. I think everybody's gonna use the homeless problem to push their agenda rather than trying to actually solve the problem. You feel me? So that's kind of how I feel on it. You ladies got anything else on that?
Yeah, I just want to add to, like, you make a good point when it comes to like mental health, because a lot of people see somebody who's kind of twacked out and they think, oh, he high as hell, you know what I mean? Like, oh, he on drugs. Like, no, like I'm psychotic, you know what I mean? I'm under a state of psychosis right now. I have schizophrenia. I have, whatever other type of delirium going on, and some type of mental disorder, and sometimes it's really not drug related at all, for certain people. And you can have it too where it's drug induced, you know what I mean, to where I may not be high right now, but because I was doing meth, a couple weeks ago, now I'm in this state. And so like I said, it's very like multifaceted, the reasons, the causes of homelessness, and like the causes of people being in those situations, you know what I mean? It's not just one blanket thing.
Exactly. You was gonna say something, right?
No, I was just gonna say, statistically speaking, they say we're all like 1 or 2 missed paychecks away from being homeless our damn selves. So like Lyral just said, it's a multifaceted issue. But given the little excerpt you just gave us about Shorty from Las Vegas. It also could be another ploy along with gentrification to get undesirable people out of certain cities. If you have an issue with all this homelessness happening around your home, you're gonna up and move. And I wanted you to up and move anyways. So I don't know, just
like purposely may bring the property value down so they could snatch that up, and now they're gonna, like Lero said, now we're gonna bulldoze the tent cities. We're gonna get them up out of there once we get this at a good price point. And I do believe that's happening as well. So yeah, that's a great point. But that's all I got on this subject. Let's move on. We got Chris Rock, who recently had a special on Netflix. He spoke out on the Will Smith incident, largely blaming on Jada. I think a lot of people blaming Will's issues on Miss Jada right now. Is he correct? So I'm gonna play a little bit. I'm probably gonna have to start and stop this because you know how Netflix get down. So hopefully they don't take us down, but we'll see what happens, yo. We'll be gangsters around here. I think that was an excellent point he brought up. So I'm gonna pause it like every 30 seconds and probably comment just to make sure we don't get shut down. But yeah, that smack was pretty. That smack was pretty crucial. It was a good swing back.
Smack her around the world.
Exactly. He put emphasis on it. Bitch.
He got too carried away with that part.
he hurt his soul to admit that another man could just whoop you, slap you without thought in the world, and then like, but he hit me. He know he can whoop my ass. All right, bro.
Right.
I don't know about that. And I got another clip, kind of Marlon Wayans roasting the same on the same segment. So let me pull this up. Kind of how I feel. I think Marlon finna kind of state what we all feel about that whole thing.
That's right. Either he is the things about my brother Chris Rock. Either he is the strongest black man that God ever created, or he is truly one bitch ass nigga. Cause this nigga didn't even act like he's gonna hit him back. He didn't do nothing. You know what I mean? He didn't put his hands up. I didn't see his little claws curl up. That nigga just took it and then complimented Will on the slap. I can't believe it. Will Smith just slapped me at the Oscar. This is the best moment in Oscar history. I'm never gonna wash my cheek again. The real punk shit was Will scream from his chair, "Keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth." And this nigga Chris said, "That's a good idea."
Keep my wife's name out your mouth. All right. So we seen the two kind of different perspectives. Chris Rock finally broke his silence on the on that Netflix special. And he went on to, like I said, you know, he kind of hinted that, you know, it's Jada's fault. But what do you think? Is this some bitch ass shit to get slapped and make a comedy special, or is he just taking advantage of the situation? What do you think, Ryo?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, my bad. I think he was definitely trying to capitalize off of the moment for keeping his silence this long. However, like I think you skipped over it. The one right above the one you just clicked on. Oni said Chris Rock got slapped by a bitch, though. Like, you emphasizing about how much of a bitch this man is, how much of a bitch everybody called this man, but you just stood there and took it and ain't say shit about it up until now. Like, come on, bruh.
Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Lero, what you got?
You know, this is something like a 3-ring circus for real. Cause like, I mean, one, couldn't nobody slap me, and I just do nothing. I don't know how people get down. Oscars, the inauguration, like, you not finna just slap me and I not do nothing. You know, I chuckle and smile, you know what I mean, for the sake of the crackers that's around, or woo woo woo. I don't fight in front of white folk. And yeah, oh, well, you know, that's just disgusting. Will's a clown because, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I kind of feel bad for him, but then it's just like, I don't know. He just dug his own grave even more because, like, for Jada, though, like, you know what I mean? Over the joke, like, it just was never that deep. For one, you know what I mean? If she felt really that bad, don't pop out the house. You know what I mean? Get you a wig or something. Why you know, this is information they're willingly sharing. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. And like, no, Chris Rock don't get no props for that. You didn't know. You're a clown, bro. Like a full-on clown. Like, no.
I think I agree wholeheartedly with the sentiments. Yeah, you if you get slapped, bro, you are always the loser in that situation. Because to slap somebody, bro, as a man, bro, to slap somebody means I don't expect nothing back, yo. I don't expect. And then he turned around, didn't expect the smack to the back of the head, didn't expect the tackle, nothing. Turned around with confidence, buttoned up his shirt. You feel me? Like, you don't expect nothing back. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I'm telling you right now, if I slap my sister, I'm probably gonna get hit with something upside my head as soon as I let it go. Bow, bow, bow. It'll be a chain reaction, yo. This is another grown man hitting another grown man. You feel me? And you don't expect nothing back, dog. Like, understand Chris Rock's probably like 5'5", 150 pounds, soaking wet, you know, holding two pit bull puppies, wearing a pair of Timberlands, right? However, bro, you got money, man. Go get you a trainer. Go get you some boxing gloves, man. Go hire Floyd Mayweather retired, bro. He ain't doing shit right now. Go throw the bag at somebody and learn how to protect yourself, bro. I understand it may not be a thing. You may be old, but at minimum, dog, you got daughters too, and you getting smacked on TV. How you think your daughter feel, dog? You know what I'm saying? Chris Rock and Mr. Independence Day just slapped you, bro. You know what I mean? Will Smith getting jiggy with it. The jiggy man slapped you, bro. And you ain't do nothing about it, bro. You feel me? Jada got bigger balls than that dude. But anyway, let's go to the second part of this I want to ask. And I'm very interested here. Y'all, is the whole happy wife, as far as Will, the happy wife, happy life mantra leading to creating a generation of grade A simps, yo. We seen this man crying on the the red table. What's the fuck her name of her show? I don't even know. You seen him crying there. She's still writing letters to Tupac like he's still alive. You feel me? You know, the Jay-Z song, "Women Love Me Long Time," like Tupac's soul. She's still lusting over this man. Been dead since 1996 in front of you. She was knocking down August Alsina and the C-list, you know, R&B artists. So is this whole mantra, bro, leading to basically a whole generation of depressed men, or is this just some celebrity weirdo shit? I'm gonna throw this out to y'all. So what you got, right?
As the engaged person on this panel, I would hope.
What? She got to throw that in. Okay. I married now.
I would hope that that's not the case. I would hope that the goal would be to make the wife happy. But I do think that they take it to a whole other extreme. To point out, like Chris Rock said, I mean, we'd all been cheated on in some way, shape, or form. And never once has any of us been interviewed as to how the cheating made us feel on live television. Like, come on, bro. Jada is carrying the fuck out of that man. And that is not a simple, oh, happy wife, happy life scenario. Their whole, like the whole relationship has nothing to do with happy wife, happy life. It's more so like a public emasculation of Will Smith.
All right, I can dig it. What about you, Lil Rose? This is Will Smith a happy life, happy wife victim, or this is just some celebrity weirdo nonsense? What you think?
I mean, Jada don't even clearly seem like she was happy. You know what I mean? The way she talk about it and how, like, I was in a different state of mind and woo, just taking advantage of August. Like, mind you, August was sick and down bad when she went and got involved with him. You know what I mean? And their big age difference. Like, she low key, that's some low key type predator stuff. Because if the genders were switched, it'd be a whole different convo, especially with the age difference. Like, I don't know, weird to me. But yeah, he's definitely simp. Because I wouldn't have defended Jada. And then what makes it even crazier is after the slap, what Jada had to say. You're not even gonna defend him, and he went and slapped Chris Rock for you because they was talking about your bald head. Like, hey, I don't know. Like, but yeah, if happy wife, happy life is some nonsense, really, and it's just gonna lead you to a life of misery for yourself. So,
Word.
fellas, I wouldn't ever jump on a sword like that. What you give, you should be receiving as well. And that's all I can say.
Happy
Yeah.
house, happy spouse.
Yeah, something like that. Shit, just don't leave your girl around August Alsina or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't marry Jada Pinkett. I don't know what the hell's going on. But you know what? They always been on some weirdo type time. I heard about them having an open marriage and all types of weirdo stuff. You got Willow laying in bed with grown men at like 16, and the son talking about his boyfriend is Tyler that whole family all jacked up to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not a good look overall. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a continuation of the saga. No matter how talented some people are, the weirdo shit don't, never leave. I don't know what's going on there, but I think we dissected that one. Let's go to the next topic we got protests in France. They talking about increasing the retirement age. I forgot what they talking about increasing it to. Basically at the point where you're probably gonna be dead before you can draw your social their equivalent of Social Security. And my question is, they're talking about doing that in the US too. So could Americans take a page out of the French book? And let's play the little video they got of the French getting it cracking. They backing them up. They like out there like c'est la vie, oui, back up. Yeah. I give the French props, yo. The French get it cracking. So looking at this video and knowing kind of what it is, well, I think honestly there's a couple things going on, but you know what I'm saying. Like I said, it's supposed to be a protest and in them pissed off about the raising the retirement age. My question is, do they need something similar here? Or are Americans a lot more complacent than they kind of let on in terms of you got rampant inflation, you got them handing out billions to the Ukrainian dollars out over there, handing out like they own claiming them as dependents on taxes or something like that. You got now they talking about raising the retirement age, talking about Social Security might be, going away and all this other stuff. So what do y'all think? Throw it to Lero first. Do they need to get it cracking over here like this, or is this just a bunch of French doing French stuff? They do like the protest.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I feel like people kind of gas up when the French be popping out, doing their little protests and rioting and all that stuff, because nothing really ever fundamentally changes. I guarantee that retirement age is still gonna probably get raised, whether they came out and made a mess or whatnot. They're just gonna clean it up and still do what they doing. I mean, what is a protest? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just they gas all that up. The feminists come out and they raise their shirt and show their titties and go home, and you still don't got your rights or whatever you was that you was looking for. I definitely think a lot of people are complacent about some of the things that go on within America, but unless you are, in that kind of legislative position, I mean, it's not really much you can really do. And I'm not one to kind of knock it down, like people who, want to go out and kind of organize people together via protests and whatnot, do your thing. But it's just really kind of like begging and pleading and you don't get the results that you want. There's French has been known to have all that anti-imperialist protests when, you know what I mean, and the French is still imperialist as hell, so nothing.
Macron still keep getting
Right.
elected no matter what. Yeah.
Exactly. Nothing fundamentally changes and nothing systemically changes. So all that protest stuff is just rah. Like I said, they're gonna clean it up and things are gonna go back as scheduled. Just like here, just like we seen in 2020, a whole country up in flames. You know what I mean? We burnt that back out. And everything's look at us in 2023. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I just don't know.
Yeah, that's the weekend protest is what I call it. And that was the year like everything was shut down. No, excuse me, no music festivals and stuff like that. So you had people, to me, it was just like, oh, let's go, burn some shit and wild out, and then we'll go to work on Monday. If you protest and go to work on Monday, I don't really take you fucking serious. But right, what you got? Should something similar happen in America? Is this just kind of a adult temper tantrum like the French kind of do sometimes? What do you think?
I think eventually in the coming decade, something like this will end up happening in America. So I vaguely remember being taught in high school by one of my teachers. I can't remember which class it was, but I vaguely remember my teacher telling us that thanks to the baby boomer generation, by the time our graduating class was eligible to draw from Social Security, they will have ran out of money. So I think once people get hip to something of that nature, there definitely is going to be protests here in America.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do it. Yo, they say that every 10. It's like climate change to me. Don't you remember like every 10 years they're like, oh, Miami's gonna be underwater, New York is gonna be flooded, and then 10 years later, like, oh, just 10 more years is gonna happen. It's one of those things to me. I don't think we already seen they did the past couple years. So they said 80% of the money currently in circulation was printed the past 3 years, yo. So money literally has no value. If Social Security run out, they just gonna print more. They ain't gonna leave these old, especially these people that want to vote. The most votingest people in the world is these old people. They ain't got shit else to do all day, so they go to polls and shit. So they not gonna let their money get jacked up. To me, I think it's one of them things like, oh, we're running out of money. Then all of a sudden, they run it back off. You feel me?
Right.
So yeah, I don't believe none of this shit these people say. But to me, like protests at this point are a adult temper tantrum. Like I said, yo, I don't.
Yeah.
You're not Chrome House and dragging them out and doing what you got to do, then I don't really want to, and that's the whole thing too. Like motherfuckers are burned down the liquor store in the neighborhood, but it's like the governor mansion is still pristine and nice, and you know what I'm saying? He's still Walmart, his cable and lights still on, he chilling, but y'all burning down the motherfucking Kmart. You feel me? Like what's the purpose of that? Like to me, I just think, like I said, people just got to release that tension. And they let them do it too. That's why they keep these people in certain areas. They're like, all right, y'all can burn this shit up here up. You know what I'm saying? We gonna put these people out here in their riot gear, kind of keep y'all back. Do what y'all got to do. Burn some shit, throw some bricks through some windows. Do what y'all got to do, and then y'all go to work on Monday.
Right here on MLK Boulevard.
Yeah, go ahead and do what you got to do. We'll even put some bricks out there. They putting pallets of bricks out. Here you go, some bricks. Go ahead and break some windows. Feel good about yourself. So that's what it is to me, yo. This is like church part 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you go to church, how you do the most wildest crazy as shit all week. Y'all feel all depressed and shit. Then you go to church on Sunday. You smell them pews and the old people, you know, you smell the choir singing a song and the preacher go over there, neighbor. You know, you hold some stranger old person hand and shit, and you feel good leaving church, and you do the same bullshit Monday that you was doing the other weeks. You know what I'm saying? This to me,
like a controlled purge.
yeah, this is the new church, bro. You know, go out there, you can burn some shit, here goes some bricks. You know, go smack somebody, go and hit these mugs upside the head with their riot gear. They ain't gonna feel it. Throw a brick at them, you feel me? And then go to work on Monday, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of feel about all this shit at this point, you know. But I ain't gonna spend too much time on the French. Y'all got anything on this topic right here?
Yeah, I think that it's crazy because some people, even with the Social Security and all that, being able to retire, you still can't even afford to retire. It's old folks still working up in the Walmarts and in the Dollar Trees and things like that because, you know, they need extra funds, especially with inflation and everything getting so much more expensive. People can't even really afford to retire whether they reach the age or not. And so my thing is, if y'all was going to pop out outside, y'all should have been organizing to do like a little bank heist or, you know, some type of little mass looting. Like, I don't know, at least come leave. You know, I'm coming with something. I'm leaving with something. And so, you know, I pop outside. I pop outside with a protest. I got a mission, boy. I don't know what folks be thinking. I ain't trying to burn it down. Let me get
She out there
this
eyeing the coat. I see that new. That look at that
burn
North
this
Face
down.
in that
Don't burn
window.
down that Nordstrom.
Let me see what you got there. You got that's the time you on, huh? Yeah.
You know, I'm not advocating for crime, but I'm just saying, you know, things.
TV there, it's a TV there. You feel me? Yeah, and I agree. And honestly, I tell you, as somebody who has dealt with a lot of these like alphabet organizations, and if you're depending on the last part of your life on Social Security keeping you afloat, I feel sorry for you. It's a hit. Not only is they the most like incompetent people ever in life, they will fuck your money up, yo. Real talk, bro. They will fuck your money up. On top of that, yo, it's like you said, it's not gonna be enough to survive unless you was making buku dollars, bro. You better have you an IRA. You better pay your damn. You got 30 years, bro. You buy your house at 30, you better pay that motherfucker off at 60. You better get that mortgage. Because if you still gotta pay that 15, 16, 1700, you it's a hit. So, you know, I think we need better planning in general, in terms of our financial literacy on times of what we gonna do when we older. Because, you know, we young, man, we don't be thinking about like, yo, when I'm 65, I'm only gonna have one source of income. And nah, you better get you about 3-4 sources of income, yo. You need to strategically take jobs that get pensions and stuff like that. Like, we need to be more forward thinking in terms of us being older, man, because you look up, you're gonna be 45, 55 years old, you ain't gonna have no secondary income, and Social Security gonna fuck your money up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna throw that out there. What do you say? I'm leaving with something. Lero, leaving with something.
Okay.
I'm leaving with something. You feel me? All right, that's all I got on that. Let's go to this last topic we got today. We're making pretty good time. We got one of the Skittle communities who proposes as a dating coach for heterosexual women, which is weird as hell to me. But he kind of proposed that it's statistically impossible for most black women to find a good black man, and he breaks it down in this little video. And luckily, I got 2 heterosexual black women here, so we're gonna see what their takes on it. So hold on one second.
Hey, I'm over here. My name's Anwar. I'm a dating coach for Black women. And so often I hear about Black women who are just focused on dating Black men. And I wanted to break down the numbers because I was an undergrad statistics major. So I look up at love quantitatively and qualitatively. So I wanted to break it down to let you know how difficult you are making your love life be just by focusing on Black men. Okay? So for every 100 men, 13% of those men are Black. So you have 13 men out of 100. Now, 80% of those guys are not going to be ready for a relationship. That's across the board. Any color of guy, they're just not going to be ready if they're single. Yeah. So we go from 13 to 3. Now, if we take into account unemployment, underemployment, gay, and in prison, you are looking at 2 out of every 100 men, 2 Black men out of every 100 men that are going to be bare minimum available for a relationship. So that's 1 out of 50, okay? 1 out of 50. Now, I want to talk about the talented 10th qualities that so many of you all are looking at, right? He's got to be 6 feet or taller. He's got to have
Hold on, we ain't done yet. He bringing it down.
6 figures. When you have that criteria, you are looking at 1 out of every 250 men, okay? Now, if you just look at everybody, right, and you do the same math, the same statistics, 1 out of every 7 guys is ready for a relationship. So if you're focusing on just Black guys, bare minimum, it's 7 times harder. If you are focused on the talented 10th, you are making it 35 times harder to get your guy. We get to do it easier. And if you want to learn how to do this well, girl, you better talk to me. Now, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. If you want to keep on making love hard, girl, by all means, it's your love life. Get your life. There are non-Black men checking for you, and you get to make this love life thing much easier by opening and widening your net and just focusing on the men that are going to treat you the best, regardless of what color they are. I hope this helps. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is this going to convince you to date everybody? Please say yes.
You need to leave those Black men for me, girl. Get you a motherfucking agent. Anyway.
It's the thirst for me.
Anyway. Right, go ahead, break this down.
It's the thirst for me, the flamboyant thirst at that. Like, I can't.
Word.
I don't know. I've never understood that line of thinking. The thinking that men outnumber women. I mean, that women outnumber men, and that, like, statistically speaking, I don't see it in my personal life because I've never had a problem pulling a man. So, like,
word, the thirst traps be trapping.
Here we go.
I'm just fucking.
Here we go. But no, I don't know. As a heterosexual melanated woman, I have never dated outside of my race, not off the strength of being opposed to it necessarily. But I just never have. I've never needed to. I've always, like I said, there's always been an available Black man for me to date. So I don't know. I am engaged, so I don't think I need to participate in this.
I was married now. How many times you gonna say that? I'm gonna start finding you every time you say that. You got 2 times.
I'm only doing it to piss you off.
You got 2 times. I got my Black man, girl. All right. Hero, what you got about? What do you think about this infomercial for divesting? What you got?
First off, I'm just disgusted because, like, any Black woman that's sitting down and talking to a gay man about dating a gay, like, I don't know, bro. Like,
run that back,
what?
Lyra. Run that back.
Why would I ever sit down with a gay man and get it? I'm like, what the? Hey, look, I don't know. That's disgusting to me. Too, like, what are all these statistics coming from? 80% aren't ready for a relationship. From where?
Exactly.
What source?
Exactly.
What are the sources for these numbers? Like, they just throwing numbers out there, and, like, I don't know. No, like you said, like Ross said, I don't got no problem attracting Black men. So I don't see all this noise about it's so hard for us. We're gonna die single. Woo, woo, woo. Who's to say, Black women are ready for a relationship and everybody, you know what I mean? I don't know. This is you see the divestment. There's other men out here waiting to pick you. What are these talented 10th qualities? You know what I mean? Like, what is that? I'm just disgusted. Like, the fact that even it's Black women going to him, and that's another thing though too. He gonna match you up with somebody that go a little both ways. He like 2 sides of the coin, and I don't want no man like that. I'm just keeping a buck with you, and yeah, I don't. I stay within my heterosexual community for real, and everybody can do what they want to do over there, but like I said, just clear, just divestment, just advocating for divestment for what? And you a black man, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just so disgusted. I'm sorry, like, I'm just so disgusted. I can't.
Yeah, word, yo. Like, you know what? It's almost like if you was a black man, they're just speaking on who you're speaking about for advice. First of all, he's competing with you. Dear black women, this dude is trying to get the same target you're getting. You feel me? So of course he's gonna be like, girl, you ain't gonna get no good black man, 6'2" and 100. He funny with a large dangling and nah, forget about that. Go ahead and get you a Chad over there. You be happy. So leave these black men's for me. You feel me? Like
exactly.
You know what I mean? You don't speak to a competitor about your love. That's the dumbest thing in the world, yo. It'd be like me going to like a stud and asking, oh, my dating coach is a stud. You know, what do you think? You know, nah, you don't need no black man. You know what you need to do. You need to, you know what I mean? Like, what do you think advice you think you're gonna get? And I think Liberal hit on his head too. It's like, where do you cite your sources, sir? Where do you get 80% of people are not ready for a relationship? You know what I'm saying? Like, where are your sources?
Right. You can make anything sound official, throwing out some numbers.
Yeah, yo, statistics, yo, I'm telling you right now, yo, if you're like an average intelligence person, you could fool a lot of dummies just throwing out a bunch of random ass numbers and it sound like you know what you talk. Oh, 80%. He said 80% of this. This dude don't know what the fuck he talking about, bro. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's ridiculous. And if you're listening, like I said, if you're a woman listening to a gay man as a dating coach, you already lost. You might as well just hang it up. Get you a cat, get you some dogs or whatever you're gonna do, because he's gonna lead you astray. He's not gonna lead you to the promised land. He's gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's like going to talk to the to a robber about where should I hide my money at? What do you think is the best safe to? Oh, you know what you should do? You just put it under your mattress. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
It's the dumbest shit in the world. So to me, this is stupid. But you got a lot of people who are going to take this to heart right here, yo. And I think that's the saddest part, bro. People gonna miss out on a lot of their blessings, man. A lot of relationships, listening to weirdos on the internet, yo. Listen to these so-called experts and coaches and shit. I don't trust nobody who calls themselves a professional life coach, yo. What gives you the certification to be a life coach? What gives you the certification to be a dating coach? Are you happily married, sir? You know what I'm saying? Where are your receipts at? What do you got going on where you have decided that you're some kind of coach of something? You feel me? So to me, it's like, yo, stop it with this, yo. Go outside, touch some grass, yo. Work on yourself. Honestly, if you work on yourself half the time, yo, you go to the gym, you take care of your career, your profession, you do what you gotta do in life, your situation will find you 9 times out of 10. Yo, don't be listening to fucking Fruity Pebbles over here tell you what the fuck you need to be doing with yourself. You feel me? You ladies got anything else?
It's funny you said that, because I've always found it funny that some of the most notable relationship coaches are single. Like, make it make sense.
Exactly. It's like you give me stock advice or business advice and your ass broke. You feel me? You in your mama basement. You gotta practice what you preach, yo. If you're gonna listen to somebody who's actually in a happy marriage. You feel me? Listen to somebody who's actually in a happy relationship, somebody who's been through it. You don't listen to this dude who don't even fucking, bro. Come on now.
Right, like, why you in straight people business? Like, you know what I mean? Why do you care? Like, what? Like, like, I'm so repulsed by this.
But he's getting numbers. Obviously, he's getting numbers. He's doing videos. I want to say the person who shared this thing is, what's the numbers on this damn? This chick.
Not why you in straight.
Hey, I'm over here.
2 million,
Anwar,
2 million views on that shit, yo.
When you have that
2
criteria,
million views on that joint, bro. So this is doing numbers. This is going worldwide. And granted, some of it may be criticism, but shit, that's like NBA game on Tuesday night numbers. This dude is doing right now with this garbage. You feel me? So people are sharing it. People are listening. Somebody's listening to it. If 2 million people are seeing it, at least a few thousand is gonna listen to this nonsense. You feel
There's
me?
a Chad out there somewhere reposting this, trying to get at his black woman.
Exactly. Look here, honey. You see this? And he's a black guy. He's telling you, you need to come on, stay feel. Let me put this pink weenie to you. Come on now. And this is what you're saying, bro. You need to stop it, yo. This needs to stop. That's also why I say, yo, if you're gonna share some positive shit. We gotta stop the hate sharing. This is some bullshit. Let me send this to everybody I know. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing we got to kind of get out of the habit of doing, is giving people like this a platform to be able to push their fucking nonsense. And granted, right. I'm talking about this dude on the fucking podcast, but it's for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got. You ladies got anything else?
Nah.
No, it's just nasty.
Nasty work. So that's all I got, man. It was great to talk to you. I've missed you. You know, I've been under the weather. You hear me, still got a damn cough, but the show must go on, goddammit. And hopefully get L back next episode. So I'm gonna throw it to y'all. Y'all got anything going on? Any news? I know Rye got some news. I know Rye got some damn news. You feel me? Go ahead and say it.
Well, I don't know if I told you guys or not, but you know, I'm engaged. So
really? We didn't. I had no clue.
Yay.
We had no clue. That's great, Rod. Very happy for you. Congratulations. And it's not a Chad, it's a Tyrone. So that's another thing. You didn't listen to this little fucking Fruity Pebble guy. So that's a good job. We proud of you. So keep up the good work. And it's a damn shame the thirst traps are gonna be retired, but you know, we screenshotted them, so we good to go. Lero, what you got? What you got new going on? Is you coming? Everybody wants to know, are you coming back to the Bird app, yo?
I'm gonna think about it. You know, I might, because I do miss some folks, but I'm gonna think about it. But no, it's good to be back though. You know, I missed you guys too. And congrats, Rod. It's so nice. You know, I'm just a lover. You know, I love
Thank you, lady.
So nice. But yeah, no, it's good to be back, you know.
Word. It's good to talk to y'all. Make sure, Rod, when you go ahead and make that date official, we get some invites so we can get drunk in nice clothes.
I got you.
Because that's always a good thing. And shout out to the chat, man. We had a lot of people show up, all the KWAZ radio family. We had Oni in there. We had the Bit of Medicine podcast in there. We had my brother Buana grilling Rye about her divesting tendencies, possibly, but she's I saw that. But yeah, so shout out to everybody who showed up, man, left a comment and everything else. We're gonna try to be more consistent going forward. Hopefully I don't get all jacked up anymore, but it's all good. And that's all I got. You know, we'll be back next Sunday. It was great talking to y'all. Also, on behalf of everybody here at the Harsh Reality Podcast, I have to say peace.
Good night, y'all.
Greetings, everyone. This is Koku from the Bit of Medicine Podcast, inviting you to tune in to the Bit of Medicine Podcast on KWAZ Radio.
Peace, family. This is Oni, inviting you to listen to the pro-Black perspective, where Black problems are addressed with Black solutions.
Greetings, fam. Tune in to The Learning Curve with me, the revolutionary matron on KWAZ Radio.